Dr. Ajay Tokan of the National Program, he's the National Program Coordinator of the Institution of Metallurgical Mining and Materials, Director General of the National Metallurgical Development Center in Jos, Plateau State, Engineer E.I. Mbaya. Welcome, sir. We have Comrade Hamza Mohammed, who is the National President, National Union of Mines Workers, an affiliate of the Nigerian Labour Congress. Welcome, Comrade.
Is 5 thematic groups. We have the Minerals and Sector Governance Group that is talking, they'll be debating challenges of federal state cooperation. There we have Mr. Wuyeb as the coordinator, and then we have the lead resource person who actually presented the paper, the Vice Chancellor of Ahmadu Bello University, Professor Garba, will also be there as the lead resource person. And they are going to be here in this hall. Then you have other papers, other paper presenters under that group. You have environmental sustainability of minerals resource development by Oluwagbenga Alayande, and other papers from Professor Samson, Akinola, and so on and so forth. So that group will be here. And also here, we're going to have the second thematic group, that will be just somewhere down there. And they'll be talking about illegal mining, export challenges, policy recommendation. Mr. Ojeka Patrick will be a coordinating officer from the ministry. And then we have Mr. Ebota Al-Amin as the lead resource person who presented the paper here. So all the papers from the state and other stakeholders would actually also be summarized during that episode. They are going to actually remain. So we have 2 groups here in this room. We want to assure you we're going to decongest this room. Then the 3 other thematic groups, you have the mines and field security challenges, social concern and environmental concerns, and you have Professor Onyejekwe as the coordinator from the ministry, and you have here presentations from the commandant of the NS civil okay, they will be presenting there, and other people will also be presenting. Now we have another hall just by down the basement, and that hall will contain the 3 other thematic groups. The 4th thematic group is the thematic group 4, creating effective regulations and legal framework for sectoral development. We have
illegal artisan mining, but let me belong to you. Artisan mining cannot do much damage. No matter what they do, they have never gone beyond 30 feet. Able to determine where the product is mined. And what we are suggesting first is whoever gathers materials should first and foremost inform the mines officer of his intent to export. It is the mines officer's duty now to give such a person a certificate of state of origin. If you don't have a certificate of state of origin, proposing a single window export. What this means is that whoever is exporting will simply bring his consignment and his pro forma invoice. And that's all you need to do. Very easy for you. Give us a consignment, give us a pro forma invoice. Now, international export of mineral demands best practice, which means that there must be a quality and quantity inspector to conduct mineral export anywhere. As far back as 1999, SGS was in Nigeria conducting this service. That means if I want to send my goods to Belgium, I take it to SGS. SGS will harmonize it, sample it, give me a sample, send another sample to my buyer, and analyze the third sample. Send the result of the assay to my buyer, and if my buyer is satisfied, SGS themselves will do the exportation. As soon as my goods are freight on board, my buyer will pay me because he's sure of the quality of goods coming to him. That is what we want to bring back. Now, such a system, in our own system now, there's a little catch here. It's the issue of pricing. Who will determine the price of the good? Every day, the London Metal Exchange, Shanghai Exchange, always declare price of metals. When you see this price of metals, these prices are 100% content. If you go on the LME today, you will see tin ore or tin concentrate, $20,000 per ton. That is $20,000 per ton for 100% tin. So if you are exporting from Nigeria, average percentage 60%, it means that if you export, you are capable of getting $12,000 per ton. Is that simple?
The law is there. The law is not yet changed. Within the law, how do you have this cooperation to the extent that the chairman, and then there will be conflict? That's one. Another area is where somebody has got exploration license. You know the law has changed. You have exploration permit. Just the mining. The mining is and do deeper exploration without any hindrance. And when they get data and they want to mine, they have their rights. They will be able to come there and mine, and eventually both the state, local government, or whatever, will be able to go and get the 30% reservation, just like it's being given to the oil sector. But not to be stopping the work, or the local government is putting stick on the road and getting so much percentages, not allowing people to work. We want to sort out all this point. How do we do it? That's why we are here. I don't want to talk too much. I have a lot of things that I want to say about it. So I can't project them. The issue is that there is an issue. What they call the sustainable development is what the world is looking at. You want to make sure that while you want to make money, the mining sector is still sustainable, so that some good economies by getting some money. So when you're able to balance it out, the sector will move forward unhindered. That is why we are here. So we want to give the chance to people to talk now. But before I give anybody a chance to talk, I want my colleague, who you know who is in charge of the World Bank project, to give us further guidance and comments which will guide us into this area. Linus Adib.
Coming to governance is a major issue in mining. Unless you get it right, you are not there. Unless you get
the plateau. We are the largest producers or suppliers of tin to the world. There is a particular smelter in Malaysia. This year, between January and June, and this from their records, they came out clearly, they have received 4,500 tons of tin ore from the plateau again this year. And their projection is to receive about 10,000. That's just one smelter, even from backyard Malaysia. So we know how much is going out. So the mineral assets are there all over. at every level. So the roadmap must first of all seek to drive the domestic industry and then migrate to winning in global markets. That is one of the focus of the roadmap. Next slide. So we have to pursue this strategy based on the value chain. We were also looking at it. For somebody in Anambra, for somebody in Enugu, for somebody in Port Harcourt, if by any kind of geological anomaly, I discover a granite slug, the one we have that is common all over Abuja here, that you don't find in that because that's sedimentary area. I discover a big granite plug in Enugu, I will be a millionaire instantly. Whereas if I have a big granite plug in Isheyin, I am a poor man. Why? Because where is the construction going on? If I have to transport it from Isheyin to Lagos, the cost, the amount of money I will put it, and who needs it? Who needs it? So, utilization. I'm just using comparative ways to drive it. So, what are the timelines for the key actions? Immediately, we said for the roadmap, we launched the roadmap, which was launched. The Federal Executive Council approved it, and it became a document of the government for the mining sector. The mining implementation strategy to execute the roadmap, that one that was set up the 26-member roadmap team comprising those, the central bank, the financial industry, the private sector, all the directors and director generals of the ministry, and people in the environment, so it's and even the civil society and the community. So it's a 26-member team. It looks.
I think Karen will clearly separate the role of the minister and from that of the technical departments giving specific functions. And if so, to ensure that there is clarity of rules, if you have technical departments set up to perform some, they should be given the whole of those powers, so that the minister will focus on policy.
I think the minister should only exercise appellate authority and jurisdiction. We should not bother it, but it's so high up there. I mean, it's not. We can't have that kind of velocity of role. So he just stays up there and institutional policies, and then handle appellate issues. As in, issues have been handled here, and then taken to. Then secondly, sorry, I have. Secondly, it's not corruption. It's not security. So the issue is legislation. What is that states will be left out? And then we keep having this additional issues, coming up again and again. So as long as we legislate and ignore the states, especially at the time that is where the agitation for restructuring is loud,
the militants, like Oduagu, Embassy, so and so forth, they should be cautioned by the police or the security agents in our environment. Because most of these, if it's Inspector General of Police, in conjunction with the Commissioner of Police, deal with the issue of the environment. What are those key issues? Because as I think Sodaya said, there is a gap between what we have and our laws and the reality of the ground. So there's a gap. So what's the reality of the ground and what are those challenges? What are those key challenges? What are before we now discuss?
As we have been monitoring, and as also we have been entertaining petitions and complaints from the host communities, we found out that most or some, because some of the consultants as well as operators have been so
compliance to the regulatory laws and regulations. But some of them have not done it. They have just gone into registering the projects. After registration, they have gone into the commencement of the operation, and therefore they have a problem. In the sense that the corporate social responsibility were supposed to take place, where the communities involved should have been taken care of during the scoping exercise, where they have to discuss, so are not there. Most of that logically concludes the EIA process. Some of these problems will not have come up. And another problem we see, sometimes when the operators or the proponent starts the EIA process, and it becomes cumbersome for them to finish, or finishing the EIA process. And we have to look at it. How do we do it? Because having looked at the mine sector is just developing, and most of them are for poverty alleviation. What will the government
active now? You will see there have been a long, devastating issues by multiple, even caused by the community itself, because that's the only livelihood apart from farming, where they can make quick money. And because there was no control before, you now, at this point that government has stepped in to take charge to see that there is control. One, they have to look at what the devastation that have occurred there, because whoever is even getting licensed now is going now to take up the site with all the associated environmental problems. If it is a huge one to remedy, the new operator may not have the capacity at that particular point to remedy what has been caused already on the ground before his emergence. So it is now government itself have to apply a solution, immediate solution, to take care of part of those problems that have been on the ground before the new operator taking over the site. Because if you see like proper mining of steel, coal, and some other associated coal mining activities, then you see that there is conflict in terms of capacity to be in compliance with all the conditions as been enumerated that are supposed to be applied under CD agreement. So the other one is that whatever thing to make sure that the environment is properly controlled is that even the royalty, no matter there is 13% derivation that comes from federal government, since the small scale activities does not have that capacity, whatever, there should be a means to carry the host community along in terms of realization of revenue that comes on daily basis there.
Okay.
So that is.
Please, as we say.
One way to deal with it has also been mentioned, either advocacy and so on, but there is need for critical, solid monitoring. And there isn't enough personnel, there probably isn't enough resources, but if we want to, we can put the resources, because we know what the issues are, health, and then the benefits from mining. So a lot of resources need to be put into getting people monitors, to do the monitoring. In fact, if it's possible, there should be at least one monitor to a project, and either living in or being around to visit. So the state environmental agencies or the federal, I don't know, there could be some synergy, but the issue is to monitor seriously. Because once you don't monitor, operators can, well, cut corners. And somebody also mentioned knowledge about the operations. Of course, everybody now is a miner. They pick up people here and there. They say they are mining. Perhaps we need to now get the universities to really teach, make sure that people who are mining are certified. There may even be a need for a certification process to make sure that people who are mining, they are professionals. Anyway, I just thought I should clear this because I know you're going to put. There's a strong synergy between community comfort and security, because a lot of the challenges you find as a miner is a disgruntled section of the community who want to do something, undermine you. So the CDA and the whole process of community and stakeholder engagement is taken very seriously, because if the community is happy, they become part of the security entity, in addition to, of course, the statutory security agencies, police, and so on. So I just wanted to mention those ones. Thank you.
My name is Dr. K. and it's made by various speakers and that's contained in the paper presented too. One is, my remark is that there is a lot yet to be done by the industrial operators here in Nigeria. The issue is not about the law. The problem we have here, the major challenge is on the implementation. We seem not to have arrived at a framework to drive the process by the private sector. There is this tendency, the almighty federal might comes to bear. For instance, there is a lacuna which created a dichotomy between the states, the local governments, the local communities, and the federal authorities. You begin to see that when the mining officers go for their inspectorate duties, which is a mandatory and statutory requirement, you also see a lot of remaining actions to be put in place by the operators. Here I'm pointing at critical areas. For instance, I'll come to the environment and then the core security aspect of it, but all these are related to it, and I will tell you, share my experience with platinum mining in South Africa, and you'll see where we will land. Now,
please, may I have your attention, please?
One house in which the people are suggesting that the CDA should really now be supervised by the state government rather than communities. I'm wondering what your thoughts are.
If I may add to it, yes, let me tell you the truth.
Can we give others opportunity?
I'm not even finished.
No, because we have
I'm not even involved with security action.
Can someone respond to this question?
Yes. Let me respond. Please, we are coming. The mineral aspects is under exclusive administration. When we are talking about community development agreement, it's very difficult to maintain because some of these minerals are currencies, and you need to do deep exploration to know the grades and what you are mining for. And often at times, if you go into community development agreement, when you do not know the grades of the mineral and how long, you cannot do that. And that is why EIA comes first. If you are adopting anything from any country, you have to aggregate it and reformulating it. because it was adopted from Australia. Because when we are talking about community development, the EIA is all-encompassing, which is social corporate responsibility. And when you are doing your scoping, the communities are there on the planning stage. What are they to do and where are they to be employed? How many percentage? And the liaison officers. And then if you are incorporating this with a review of the EIA, with the stakeholders being present, you know how to carry them along. But if you now come back to sign community development, I've been in that circle. If it's an outcrop, the proponent at times goes into the negotiation with the families that have that land, and they settle them themselves. It doesn't go in
that carrying out money do environmental impact assessment. Most of them are those that maybe are looking for one loan or the other from a particular donor agency, and AI becomes a prerequisite for such a loan. Ordinarily, miners don't like carrying out environmental impact assessment. So I want to suggest that the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development should have a more synergy with the Ministry of Environment, so that at least we should have an inventory of those that are carrying out mining activities in a particular place to enable us monitor and then maybe report to the Federal Ministry of Environment appropriately. Since mining activities, most of them fall under category 1. Thank you.
The reason I posed that, just a minute. The reason I posed that question is that